Today we are going to be creating views in Revit. I will show you how you can create additional views in your Revit project model that you are working on. Okay, views like sections, color views, interior elevations. I will even show you how you can make duplicates of your plan views. Okay, not only are we going to be creating these views, I will show you how to create the views, but in addition to that, we are also going to be discussing important key concepts as regards to view creations in Revit. Okay, we're also going to be looking at a lot of tips and tricks, on how to actually get these things done in Revit. Okay, we're also going to address the issue of, when you are working in Revit and you unknowingly delete a plan view in your project model, how you can get them back. So without any further ado, let's get started. Hey, it's Anna Chechagode with Simple or Difficult, helping you level up your workflow while improving productivity in your workplace. Sometimes we drop inspirational ArcViz animation videos, other times we drop tutorial videos just like this. Okay, so if you are new here, consider subscribing. Alright, now let's jump into Revit and start creating our additional views.
So in Revit, you can always create additional views of the model at any time. And the wonderful thing is, and probably you already know this, the views are automatically updated as the model is revised. Now to create a section view with the floor plan view open, select the View tab on the ribbon and select the Section tool to draw a building section. You can also find the Section tool in the Quick Access toolbar right above here. But then let's use the View tab. A lot of things I want to show you in this video are here. So moving on. Click to define the starting point of the section line. When you move the cursor, the section mark displays and you can click a second point when you get to the desired location that you want to create the section line, okay, to create the section view of the building. All right, and that's how you create a section. Okay, now there are things I'd like to show you about the section line. All right, now select the section line. Use the flip arrow to have the section cut through the model in the opposite direction. Next thing we are going to look at is the extent of the section. Okay, this basically means what the section view is saying. Okay, when the section is selected, you notice this dashed line. Okay, that's the extent of the section line. Anything that falls within this rectangle, this dashed rectangle, can be viewed in the section view of this particular section. Okay, so let's go to the section view and take a look. Now you would notice that we see the wall at the extreme end. That's basically because we can see the windows that are hosted on that wall. Okay, now let's go back to the plan view. So if I should drag the extent back to this place, okay, like so, let's go back to the section. You'd notice that the walls aren't visible anymore because now we can't see the windows anymore. All right, whereas if I drag it past the wall now, it is visible again. All right, okay, now the cycle symbol near each ends of the section head can be used to change the graphic display of the section head family used for the section marker. Okay, you can add gaps in the segment to section line by clicking on the zigzag looking icon here. That will break the section into two like so. Okay, now to rename the section view, you can do this in two ways. Okay, when you want to rename your section, you can do it in two ways. The first one is through the properties palette. Okay, in the properties palette, in the identity data section, in this section you will see view name. Okay, click on the value to rename it to whatever you want. And of course, another way you can do this is through the project browser. Okay, go over to the section, right click the section, and right under here you can see rename. All right, select it to rename the section. Okay, all right, now let's go over to the contextual tab on the ribbon so we can discuss these two guys here. Okay, the first one is size crop. For me to clearly explain what this is and what it does, we need to first open the section view and then split our drawing area into two places so we can see the plan and the section at the same time on our screen. Okay, so for us to do this, if you have any other view, open in your drawing area, go ahead and close it like so. Double click the section head marker to open the associated view. On the View tab in the Windows panel, click on the Tile Views tool. That will split our drawing area into two. So now we can see both the plan and the section at the same time. Okay. Alright, so the size crop, select the section again, click on the size crop. Alright, the first section, that's the model crop size, controls the crop region of the section. So now look, if I should make the width, which is the first parameter, 300, and then I input 300 in this other parameter like so, and then I hit apply. As you can see, in the sections viewport, the crop region just became a big square. Okay, now let's talk about the second section of the size crop, which is the annotation crop offset. Okay, let's go ahead and adjust the first parameter. Okay, change it to 300, hit apply, nothing happens. Okay, well, that is because the annotation crop is turned off in the properties palette. Okay, so close the dialog box and then let's go over here and turn the annotation crop on the properties palette on. Okay, notice the dashed or dotted lines that appeared around the crop region. Okay, this is a crop region too. All right, but then it crops only annotation, that is text. Okay, all right, now if you go back in here, now when I adjust this, let me quickly make everything 100 millimeter. Okay, and then hit apply. You see, everything just got bigger. That is because we have turned on the annotation crop on the properties palette. Now click OK to exit this dialog box. Now the next one, which is the split segment. This splits the sections. It also splits elevation. Okay, but basically what we're talking about now is the section. So this splits the sections into segments that are orthogonal to the view direction, thereby allowing you to vary a section or elevation view to show different parts of the model without having to create a different view. All right, let me show you what I mean by all that. Okay, select the split segment tool and then select where you want to split the section from. Okay, by clicking on it. All right, then move the cursor. As you move the cursor, you will see that the section line is following you. Okay, so move the cursor till you get to your desired location, then click again to place the second segment. And for section views, you can further divide it into smaller segments and you can even resize them like so. Okay, now take a look at the section viewport. You can see how the split segment has affected what we are seeing in this section view. Okay, so if you want to, let's say you want to get rid of this segment, okay, all you need to do is just drag the segments until they align with one another like so. Okay, mind you, you can split elevation views too, like I said before. Okay, you can try it out, you can play around with it. All right. Now from the plan view, you can create a callout view. Now we're talking about callout. It's a different type of view. We're done with sections for now. Okay. Now on the plan view, you can create callout views. Okay. Let's go ahead and create the callout view for the primary suit. All right. First, select the callout tool and then use the type selector to change the view type to be a detailed view. Okay, the type in this case is used to organize the project browser so it is easier to find the views once they are created. All right, Click once to start the callout and then click again to complete the callout area. Okay, you can use the grip to adjust the callout boundaries and move the reference marker as needed. Okay, double click the callout head to open the callout view. All right, notice the scale of the view are automatically assigned to be one scale larger than the view the callout was placed in. Okay, the scale can also be changed manually if you want to. All right, the crop boundary of the callout can be turned off in the view control bar. Okay, so the view looks a bit cleaner. All right, the detail level of the view can also be changed to show more details related to the wall construction. All right, yeah. Notice that the section and the detail views have been added to the project browser. So now let's go ahead and add an interior elevation in this space. This is another type of view that you can create while working in your Revit. Okay, select the elevation tool. Okay, before you click to place the elevation, okay, I want to let you know that you can hit tab as much as you need to. This cycles between the alternative elevation that you can create while placing this elevation on the interior of your space. Okay, the more you hit tab, the more the alternate views cycles around. Okay, then when you finally get to the one you want to create, okay, the view you want to create, you can now click to place the elevation. Okay, so because this is an interior elevation, you might want to view the four enclosing side of the space. To do this, you have to add views to the already existing, the already placed elevation, by turning on the arrows like this. There's no need for you to select, create a different elevation again. You can just turn on the elevation cameras on the already placed elevation. All right. To do that, just first select the elevation, then click this to turn on the check mark. Okay, on the project browser, you can see that we have 4 interior elevations now. Okay, now let's say you are working. All right, you're working and mistakenly you selected one of the plan view and deleted it, and you didn't even know.
Forget the way I did it right now. This is very possible in Revit because when you select a view, the plan view, and mistakenly hit delete on your keyboard, that view goes away. Revit is not going to try to warn you or give you a prompt. The view is just going to go away.
Okay, it can be one, it can be more, but then you deleted a plan view and you didn't realize what has happened and you kept working for hours. When you finally realized and checked the undo tool and you found out that it has been overwritten by more recent commands, what do you do? How do you restore the views or views as the case may be? It is actually very simple. All you need to do, follow me now. All you need to do is go to the View tab on the Create panel, click on the Plan Views drop down, then click on Floor Plans. You will see the deleted view or views. Select it and then hit OK. Now the view is back. All right. Another thing we can do from this tool, that is the plan views, is to create duplicates of our plan views. Here is how. Select the plan views drop down again. First of all, you'd notice that there are other plan views here too. We have the reflected ceiling plans, we have the structural plans, and this also applies to them as well. The plan region and the area plans are different things altogether. We will be addressing them briefly in a bit. For now, let's go ahead and create duplicates of our existing plans. All right, so click on the plan views, then select edit type. Click on duplicate to duplicate the floor plan view set. I want you to rename it accordingly. All right, then hit OK button. Hit the OK button again to exit the edit type dialog box. Now select all the views you want to duplicate and then hit OK. Now on the project browser, you'd notice a new plan view set has been created, and the same applies to all other plan views that you can see in here. And I mean the reflected ceiling plan and the structural plan. Now quickly, let's look at what plan region is and what it can do for you. But before we do that, we have to understand the concept of view range. Okay, so view range is a set of horizontal planes that control the visibility of objects in a plan view. And so we need to keep the view range at a certain level so we can be able to see important things on our plan, like the doors, the windows, the furnitures, and so on. So if our head height is 2:1, we have to keep our cut plane within that range. Otherwise, we are not going to be able to see the doors or the windows and all things like that. Okay, all right. So now, what happens if you have something above this head height? Okay, and we want to show them like this stuff that we're having here now. I want us to show this wall with this view range. Okay, so now let's go back. I want to show this thing on the same plan. Okay, how do we go about it? That is where the plan region comes in. Okay, plan regions are used to specify different view range to display elements above or below the cut plane. Now, how do we create this plan region? Now, to create a plan region, still on that same view tab, on the create panel, click on the plan views drop down and then click on the plan region. Okay, now I want you to sketch a closed loop using lines. You can use rectangle or polygons as well. Me, I'm going to use a rectangle. Okay, on the properties palette for the view range, click edit. In the view range dialog, specify the primary range and the view depth. So I'm going to specify, I'm going to change the top offset to 6,000, while the cut plane should be 5,800. Mind you, these are all in millimeters. Okay, we're working in millimeters. Okay, as metric system of measurement. All right, just leave everything else the way they are now. Okay, now when I hit OK, you will see that this wall now that we can see on the 3D view. When I hit OK, you will see this wall now on the 3D that is on the roof level. We can now see it on this same floor plan. Okay, it is not on the same view range, but then we are, with the help of plan region, we are able to bring it down and we are now able to view it on this same plan. Okay, now we have what we call the area plan. All right, as the name suggests, area plan creates an area plan view in the project. So to create an area plan view, on the view tab, on that same plan views drop down, select the area plan. In the new area plan dialog, for type, select an area scheme. I will leave mine as rentable. Okay, select a level for the area plan view. You can select more than one level. Okay, you can select both the first floor and the ground floor. Okay, now when you select it, Revit will create a separate area plan for each level and group them by area scheme in the project browser. All right, now when you look at the area plan we just created, you will see that Revit only automatically created area boundaries for the exterior walls. All right, if that's what you want, then that's fine, you can leave it like that. But if it's not, let's go to the architecture tab. Okay, on the room and area panel, let's select the area boundary tool. Okay, using the pick line draw tool, pick the boundary of the spaces. Next, click on the area drop down, then select the area. Ensure that tag on placement is turned on. Okay, and then use it to tag all the spaces. Rename accordingly as well. Okay. Now in future tutorial, we will go deeper on area plan, how you can color it and tweak it to your personal taste. But for now,
that's it for this tutorial. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please give us a like. And if you're new here, consider subscribing. Not only that, ring that bell so you don't miss any of our future tutorials. Thank you very much for watching. I will see you in my next video.